Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Table Talk. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of storytelling, so stay hooked, don't scroll. There's something about Grace, not just her name, but the way she carries herself. Like every step was measured with thought, every word dipped in warmth, and every act whispered, "You matter." The first time I noticed it was at a friend's wedding reception. We were all seated under a white canopy in Lagos, fanning ourselves with printed programs while waiting for the jollof rice to land, of course, the party jollof. The MC was trying painfully to get guests to quiet down. You know, the at Nigerian weddings. But yeah, there was Grace. Grace stood up to take a call, not in the middle of the table where everyone would hear her shouting, "Hello, I can't hear you." No, this lady excused herself, smiled at the older auntie she was sitting beside, and walked quietly out of the tent to receive, the phone call. Phone to her hair, one hand covering the mouthpiece. She returned with the same soft smile, bowed slightly, to her seatmate, to every one of us as she sat down, and resumed like nothing happened. Now, I wouldn't have thought anything of it until I saw her do it again and again. Now, later that evening, a waiter accidentally dropped his spoon beside her. You know the way Nigerian parties are now, it's your mama calls. So this waiter mistakenly dropped his spoon beside her. It touched her slightly. Instead of, Grace eyeing this waiter like a Yoruba movie, modern, like that, giving that weird look. Instead, she bent down, she picked it up and handed it back to the waiter and said with a reassuring smile that, "Oh, it's okay, no worries." The waiter said looked at her like, say, it was as if he just met an angel in human form, because not everybody will react that way. Now, that's when I started paying attention. You see, most of us think etiquette is for rich people at British tea parties. Maybe it's for Nigerian law students at their bar dinner and all of that. No, it's not just for British tea parties. It's not bad for clinking glass cups and eating food. No, that we cannot pronounce. No. But watching Grace that day made me realize something, that etiquette isn't just about acting better than other people. It's about treating people better. It's about being intentional even when you think no one is watching you. Etiquette cuts across so much. Now, let me tell you what I learned that week. Just from watching Grace. Let me tell you what I learned. Now, number one, respect starts with greetings. That's one etiquette. Respect. At one point, Grace was introduced to the bride's aunt, who we know, the one we all tiptoe around because she takes offense easily. Now, Grace did not just wait from her father, hello, like Gen Z. She stood up, smiled, and greeted her fully. She was like, "Good evening, ma. It's lovely to meet you." And this hand melted. Now, from that moment on, Grace became my daughter, maybe because of the way she respected her, public and all of that. See, in Nigeria, how you greet people matters. Whether you are Yoruba, whether you are Igbo or Hausa, respect is currency. And greetings are how you spend it. And number two that I learned from Grace that day, don't shout to prove that you have a voice. Especially when you're on phone calls. Now, we were in the car going home after the event. Traffic on the Third Mainland Bridge was maddening. A car caught in front of us, and everybody else was ready to shout. But Grace was, calm. She was calm like me. She said, "I'm sure this person did not know. Let's just move on. Let's just go." Now, it wasn't passiveness, it was more of emotional control. There's strength in staying calm when it's easier to react. Proper etiquette doesn't mean you don't feel. It means you don't let your feelings rule you. I try to tell people that all of the time, but no. But I'm telling you people now. Number three, phones down, people up. When you're in the midst of people. Now, at dinner that day, while everyone else was glued to their phone, scrolling, This babe placed her phone screen down on the table, and intentionally asked the person beside her that, so how was your day? Now I watched this person that was beside her, she there was a way she lit up as though someone had finally seen her. Somebody asking her how was her day in the midst of other people scrolling through their phone, watching TikTok videos and all. In a world full of distractions, attention is the new affection. Looking someone in the eye, listening when they speak, non-interrupting is all etiquette and it's all love. Try it sometime. Now, number 4, manners are for everyone, not just elders. One morning we were walking into a cafe and this same babe, like we literally spent the whole weekend together. This same babe held the door, opened it for the next person. Now, this person that she opened it for was just a boy, maybe like 10 years old. Yes, she greeted him with the same respect she would give a governor. Good morning. Proper etiquette doesn't discriminate. It respects the child and the CEO alike. It's not about status. It's about being human. By the 3rd day, I finally asked this baby, like, how do you do it? Like, how do you do it? It just seems so intentional. And she smiled and she was like, her mom taught her, and her mom actually used to say, the way you treat others tells them what kind of world you want to live in. And it made sense. It made a whole lot of sense. That line stayed with me to this moment. Because in a world that's increasingly rude, fast-paced, and noisy, people like Grace, this babe, remind us that kindness isn't weakness, politeness isn't outdated, and manners aren't old school. They are necessary. And guess what? You don't need to wait for a wedding to start practicing. You don't need to wait for an event to start practicing all the proper etiquettes that I just told you today. You need to say please. You use the word please and thank you, not because it's fancy, but because gratitude is never wasted. Listen without interrupting. People don't just want to be heard, they want to feel heard. Apologize sincerely when you're wrong, not with ego, but with empathy. Ego doesn't take you anywhere, trust me. Dress modestly is all part of proper etiquette. Yeah, dress modestly. Don't show us what we're not supposed to see. Dress modestly and appropriately for the occasion, because respect sometimes starts before a word is spoken. I see all this wedding guests or party guests, they wear revealing clothes. Like, what? That doesn't speak well of you. Respect personal space, time, and boundaries. Don't over familiarize. Also, keep private matters private. Don't turn gossip into gist too. People don't forget you. And also, leave places better than you found them, including people's hearts. You see, that weekend with Grace changed how I see etiquette. The proper etiquette. It's not about knowing the right fork to use at dinner. It's about knowing the right words to use in disagreements. The right words to use when conversing with people. It's not about walking with chin up and nose high. No. It's walking through life with your heart open and your mouth seasoned with grace. So the next time you think proper etiquette doesn't matter, remember, you may never know who is watching or who is learning from your example. Just like I learned from Grace, and maybe someone will say the same about you one day. Thank you so much for staying tuned to Table Talk, this storytelling style. Do you love this mode? Click yes in the comment section. Yes, let me know what you think about this episode. Maybe we can continue storytelling some other time. Yeah, I remain your host, Okoye Melugumi, aka Adasa. See you in the next video. Toodles.